I was at a recent Centralis CIO briefing where I was able to discuss the desktop with several IT leaders. We talked about their issues with their current desktop infrastructure, their vision of the future, and the hurdles they need to overcome to get there.
In this growing age of mobility, our users expect to get their desktop from any location. We have a number of users who travel around the world, and having a fixed point of desktop back in their office is not really flexible enough for them.
I would say the biggest challenge is the age of the infrastructure. The construction industry, as you're probably aware, has suffered recently in the recession, and we've been encouraged to sweat the assets as long as possible. So we've got some very old desktop PCs. We're still running a Windows XP operating system and Office 2003 environment. So yeah, it's very old. People have been sent now documents that have been created in later versions of Office, and they're losing some of the formatting with the compatibility issues. And I would say as well, increasing demands from those users to have the same kind of devices and functionality that they have on devices they're using at home.
The users perceive that we can't always give them the service they require due to the age of the desktops and the complexity of them.
The most difficult thing with our infrastructure at the moment is that we have a lot of sites over quite a large geography, and most of those sites are connected via low-speed network connections. So when we come to roll out applications, it's quite tortuous. We can't do it through automated tools because the network links are too slow, and we have to send out teams of people. All of our desktops are at different patch levels because typically, if an application requires a Java update, it's only those machines that use that application that get the Java update. So when we come to roll out new applications, those rollout plans fail at various points for different reasons.
We're very fortunate in the regard that we've been using Windows 7 now for 18 months or so, and so we don't have massive problems, but what we are seeing is the real demand on the tablet side of things. We have many users saying they need a tablet for whatever reason. Is now the next question, why do they really need that? So that's our probably biggest area.
So I think the future desktop is basically going to be any type of device running applications that the users want, well managed in a mobile fashion, so wherever they are that they want to consume them. Obviously running Windows, of course.
I think simplification would be the ideal thing. Standardization would be the next one, and also having some a commodity type environment as well, so we can order desktops, laptops pre-built, which will just slot into our environment quickly, or we have thin client machines, which will mean that we don't have to go off and have those provisioned by people.
I would hope to have a centralized desktop, a consistent experience for the user, and a happier user.
My vision is to be able to offer a user's desktop to them anywhere in the world, on any device, to make them more productive while they're travelling or whilst they're out and about selling to airlines.
My desktop vision would be probably an environment that we can manage centrally, that our users can access all their applications and information literally from anywhere, whether it's in the office, at home, or third-party locations, and again from any device, whether that be a PC, laptop, iPad, whether it's a company-provided device or their own personal device.
My vision for the desktop going forward is a seamless approach where the users will get the same experience wherever they log on.
I think the desktop vision of the future is to access all applications on any device. How we do that, I'm not too sure, but that's certainly what we're being asked to deliver.
It's interesting to say we've gone down a fat desktop approach, and we still have that right across our whole estate. We have around 18,000 workstations, probably about a 50-50 split desktops and laptops. We don't really use any VDI or any at the moment. We have that available probably for a lot of our external users who are connecting in to allow us to deliver certain services to them. But ultimately, yeah, we can very much see the requirement for people to use any device, be that a full desktop, probably not, but more like down the app side, that we just delivering specific apps to specific devices as and when they need them.
So for the future, what we're looking for is a desktop that really can be provided on any machine, anywhere. So my control is much more focused on the data center and delivering the desktop to any device rather than worrying about the endpoints themselves. We have thousands of endpoints. Managing them all individually is a nightmare.
Number one, we don't have a very big R&D department. In fact, we don't have any R&D department. We've got a group of people who are very busy working and don't have a chance to look at the new technologies. Because we've got such a mix of technologies as well, it's hard to evaluate what the best solution would be for those technologies. And also the cost of getting there as well. There are so many choices. We've got to get the best value we can for our estate.
We need the board to accept that there is a problem initially, and then we need them to understand the benefits that they're going to be gained by implementing a virtualisation strategy, and then to approve the funds.
In Kent, we have quite a poor coverage of network connectivity. So my biggest problem with getting access to virtual desktops is getting a connection in the first place. 3G is a bit slow and often not available. Wireless networks, well, they're good when you can get them connected. And across Kent, we have thousands of wireless networks all owned by different people. So that's going to be my biggest challenge over the next few months or years.
I think the main problem is that the applications are primarily designed for executing on Windows-based PCs as fat clients. They're not designed nor optimised for running on particular devices such as tablets and smartphones. I think that'll be our main challenge, and how we solve that I'm not too sure yet.
There's certainly a certain amount of strategy required. We're not quite sure exactly what technology to use, but the biggest constraints are probably budget and some licensing constraints as well that we've become aware of recently. So whilst we've got the ability to publish some applications via the intranet, via Citrix technologies to thin client devices, what we're finding is that we're coming up with licensing restrictions where we haven't got the type of license that will allow us to publish them to remote users, the device licenses rather than external licenses.
The main obstacles to overcome to get to where we want to be, I guess, is the technology platform to decide upon. We've looked at a few different solutions at the moment, and we're sort of warming to the idea of Citrix as a methodology to deliver the central desktop.
Centralis specialises in desktop and application delivery and can help you develop and deliver a desktop strategy that's closely aligned to your organisation's business needs. To find out more, call 01564 795911 or email cio@centralis.co.uk.